Okay. I'm the affirmative speaker. I'm here to refute what Hannah said and affirm what Shane said here. Now, the negative side mentioned that mentally at age 18, the brain isn't fully developed, but from how stuff works, new research shows that the human brain may not reach its full development until possibly a person's 30s. So the 21, I know it does make a little bit of a difference from 18 to 21, but it's, human brain isn't developed by 30. Yeah, okay. And another thing, we're not exactly arguing if binge drinking is bad. Everyone acknowledges that it's bad, but I mean, you shouldn't binge drink at 90. The main thing is to drink in moderation. And the negative side explained that the number of traffic accidents of 18 to 21-year-olds have gone down, but I have a source from Psychology Today saying twice as many 21-year-olds died in alcohol-related auto accidents as 18-year-olds. Such a staggering statistic speaks volumes. A policy that claims to be saving thousands each year may simply just be redistributing deaths over the life cycle to the point at which it becomes legal to drink at age 18. So there's no real way to tell if the lives saved are really just lives postponed. I mean, deaths postponed. And according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, they estimate that safety belts and airbags have combined to save 206,287 lives between 1975 and 2004. So it's clear that the 21 MLDA law did not act alone to reduce fatalities, alcohol-related or otherwise, that occurred in the latter years of the 20th century. There is evidence to show that education broadly defined works to increase public awareness of the risks of drinking and driving. In fact, the term designated driver, a term unknown before 1985, has doubtless saved many lives. That term wasn't even known, and now it's known as a way to prevent drug driving. Now, to affirm what Shane said, the current law is a failure. Again, he says 90% of high school seniors claim that alcohol is fairly easy or very easy to obtain, and that's just admitted. The 90% has admitted that. I'm sure the real number is even more. Again, Shane talked about fairness. Of course, he went into the analogy of voting rights, like the 26th Amendment, where it used to be you had to be 21 to vote, and then the 26th Amendment changed it to where you're 18 to vote. You can't even you can't even have a drink. You're allowed to get married at 18, but you can't even have a drink at your own wedding. Doesn't seem too fair to me. In addition, according to Psychology Today, research indicates when a young adult feels unjustly targeted, they will resist the implied injustice and act to regain control, meaning that they will not comply. In other words, they're going to drink anyway because they feel it's unfair. So it seems weird. It's like an incentive for them to drink even more. Again, it's important to note that consuming alcohol does not necessarily cause harm. In fact, there are benefits of drinking alcohol in moderation. The latest consensus, as according to the nutrition source, places this point at no more than 1 to 2 drinks per day for men and no more than 1 drink a day per women. Moderate drinking seems to be good for the heart and circulatory system and probably protects against type 2 diabetes and gallstones. The same can't be said for cigarettes. There are absolutely zero benefits that cigarettes gives the smoker, yet you can legally smoke them at 18. And in addition, secondhand smoke affects all those around you. In addition, more on binge drinking. Let's say that in an article in an interview by 60 Minutes, they gave an example. There was a student named Gordy who was passed out at a frat party. He wasn't breathing. It was an underage frat party. There were alcohol everywhere. The kids were underage, and no one bothered to call the ambulance, and the kid died the next morning. And Hannah mentioned that there's in a law, that there's an exception if you call an ambulance that you won't get punishment. But personally, I've never heard of that law ever before, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard that law before. People under the age of 21 tend to drink more when they get a hold of alcohol because of the uncertainty as to when they might drink again. And lastly, what Shane said about the counter plan, a system called Alcohol EDU increases practical knowledge, motivates students to change their behavior, and decrease students' risks of negative personal and academic consequences as a result of heavy alcohol use. In 2004, students who completed Alcohol EDU were 20% less likely to be heavy episodic drinkers and 30% less likely to be problematic drinkers, numbers that prove that alcohol education can be a useful tool in altering students' drinking habits. A counter plan is successfully shown to support our claims that lowering the drinking age is beneficial and fair.